the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for a couple of years now, pretty much since it came out, and I've really enjoyed using it to capture travel content and behind-the-scenes footage. I recently got my hands on the Canon PowerShot V1, and I can't help but think, do I really need both? We are currently in Italy, and I am going to put both of these cameras through their paces to see which one comes out on top. So we are in the Italian Dolomites right now. It's crazy beautiful here. And I wanted to test both of the cameras to see what they're like for vlogging. This is currently being recorded on the PowerShot V1. I really like the PowerShot for vlogging. I think it's easy to hold, it captures everything well, and I've been really happy with it for vlogging so far. So I am now recording in the same spot on the Pocket 3. I do really like the Pocket 3 for vlogging. I feel like the shape naturally lends itself to vlogging and it's easy to hold and move around with. And I like that the camera's on the top because it gives you that extra bit of height so you don't have to hold your arm up as high to get the same effect.
Here are some vlog type shots taken in the same spot at Lake Carezza so you can see a side-by-side comparison. I think I've got to give this one to the DJI Pocket 3. It's just set up perfectly for vlogging with that camera placement on the top, which makes it really easy to hold and carry when you're vlogging, and the footage looks great. So next up, let's talk about image quality. And honestly, both of these cameras produce really great footage. Starting with the Pocket 3, the image is sharp, it's contrasty, and generally ready to go straight out of the camera with very little color grading needed. The PowerShot, on the other hand, thanks to the C-Log 3, has much flatter image straight out of the camera, which is great for more creative color grading in post if that's something that you want to do. I think I gotta give this point to the PowerShot. The combination of the bigger sensor and the flatter profile really does show in the footage, and I love the colors and the overall look. For me, I feel like it gets much closer to more expensive cameras in a really small package, and you can actually get a bit of background blur with the PowerShot when you zoom in all the way, which is much harder to achieve with the DJI Pocket 3. So that's 1 point for each camera so far, but let's talk about handling. I genuinely love using both of these cameras. I've traveled with both of these cameras to multiple different countries and found them both really easy to use for traveling because they're both really small and compact and lightweight and just easy to carry around with you. The Pocket 3 is the smaller and lighter of the two cameras, coming in at just 179 grams, whereas the PowerShot is much heavier, weighing 426 grams. But honestly, both of these cameras feel really light to carry and use, and as you can see, they both fit really easily into my bag. One thing I do find slightly annoying about the Pocket 3 is this thing, the case. Honestly, it's great for keeping the Pocket 3 safe and protected when it's in my bag, but I just don't like having to carry it around with me. You take the Pocket 3 out and then you just have to carry this thing around with you whilst you're filming or put it back in your bag. Whereas I just think with the PowerShot, you can just switch it on and get straight to it. I'm gonna give this one a draw and give them both a point each for handling. Like I said, they're both really easy cameras to carry around with you. They're great for traveling, they're small, they're compact, they're lightweight. The Pocket 3 is the lighter of the two, but I just find that case so annoying. But that might just be a me problem. So I also used both cameras to film some vertical content to see how they compared. Here you can see vertical clips from both the PowerShot and the Pocket 3 side by side. I think both look great and are really usable, but this does feel like an easy point for the PowerShot because it films vertical video in 4K, whereas the Pocket 3 is only able to film vertical video in 3K. So that puts the PowerShot in the lead by 1 point at the moment, but let's have a look at stabilization next. Looking at the footage of the Pocket 3 here, it is just so smooth, and that built-in gimbal is really showing off what it can do. Even with the digital stabilization, the PowerShot is just nowhere near as smooth as the Pocket 3. The footage from the PowerShot can look quite shaky at times, so you really do have to concentrate on how you're using the camera, whereas the Pocket 3 is just effortless. You can literally hold this camera however you like and move it around as much as you want, and you'll still get great footage every time. So that's an easy point for the Pocket 3, and honestly, one of the best features about this camera. So let's take a look at zoom range now. And honestly, I would say both of these cameras have really versatile zoom ranges, but there is a clear winner here for me. The PowerShot zoom range has the full frame equivalent of 17 to 52mm when shooting video, so it does go wider and zooms in further than the Pocket 3. The PowerShot's also optical zoom, so there's no image quality loss when you zoom in. The Pocket 3, however, has a digital zoom, which just kind of crops in on the image, so unfortunately you do get that loss of image quality when zooming in. You can also make the Pocket 3's focal length wider by adding the wide-angle lens, which DJI sell separately, or that comes included in their Creator combo. This point has to go to the PowerShot. It's definitely the better of the two at zooming in on those distant details without losing image quality, and it's still wide enough to get those vlogging shots too. So that's currently 4:3 to the PowerShot, but let's talk about built-in mics next. I tested both of these cameras in a busy, crowded area of Venice to see how well each of the built-in mics on these cameras could pick up my voice.
So we're in Venice right now, and I wanted to test the built-in mic on both the PowerShot V1 and the Pocket 3. You're currently hearing audio from the PowerShot V1. I'm holding both cameras at arm's length so we can see how well they capture audio without an external mic. So let's compare it to the Pocket 3 now. It's really busy here in Venice and it's quite noisy in this particular spot, so I am interested to see how both cameras are picking up my voice.
I do think the audio from the PowerShot is slightly clearer, and it did seem to do a better job of isolating my voice in a crowded place, but honestly, I think I'm going to give this one a draw. Both of these cameras picked up my voice really well. I'm really happy with how the audio sounds from each of them, and honestly, I don't think you would have any issues vlogging with the built-in mic on either of these cameras. DJI do also make an external mic, which links up with the Pocket 3 super easy, so that could also be a good option if you were wanting to improve the audio further. Next, let's take a look at low light performance. Overall, both of these cameras coped really well in low light situations, and I'm happy with the footage from both of them. Although I didn't really test them in extreme situations, we were just walking around Venice at nighttime and it was fairly well lit. PowerShot is the better performer here, which I suppose is to be expected given that it has the bigger sensor of the two cameras. If I really zoom in, the footage from the PowerShot does look slightly cleaner with less noise, and it seems to keep more of the detail in the shadows better than the Pocket 3. So because of that, I've got to give this point to the PowerShot. The final thing I want to compare these two cameras on is cost, and this is an easy point to the Pocket 3 because it is so much cheaper than the PowerShot. Here in the UK, the Pocket 3 is currently available for £389, whereas the PowerShot will set you back more than double that at £959. So that brings the final scores in at 5 points for the DJI Pocket 3 and 6 points for the Canon PowerShot V1, making it my winner, but only by 1 point. Honestly, I think both of these cameras are great for vlogging, and they're both super easy to take with you on the go. I know I, for one, will not be getting rid of either of these cameras anytime soon. The PowerShot does win out for me on pure image quality, but I do love the convenience of the Pocket 3, and it's such a good price for what you get. I could just do without that annoying case though. I really hope you enjoyed the video. The Canon PowerShot is my winner, but which one would you rather take with you on your travels? Let me know in the comment section below, and thank you so much for watching.